Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for today's video, I'm going to talk about bank reconciliation. So here in this video, we will tackle about what bank reconciliation is, bank statement, what are the reconciling items. So dito, more on theory part lang since I decided to provide 25 minutes to 30 minutes every videos ko dito sa YouTube para naman hindi masyadong mahaba. And at the same time, para mahimay-himay natin yung bawat topic. And yes, I will provide bank reconciliation problems in my next videos para ma-apply natin itong matututunan natin today doon sa video na yan. So, let's start. I hope you will like it. So first, let's talk about the three kinds of bank deposits. The first one is demand deposit. So this is the current account or checking account or commercial deposit where deposits are covered by deposit slips and where funds are withdrawable on demand. So please take note the words withdrawable on demand by drawing checks against the bank. So this demand deposit is non-interest bearing. So an example of demand deposit is yung ATM account natin, wherein yung pera natin sa bangko is withdrawable without prior notice to the bank. Kaya natin siyang i-withdraw sa mga ATM machines, right? So that's a good example of demand deposit. So next one, saving deposit. So the depositor is given a passbook upon the initial deposits. The passbook is required when making deposits and withdrawals. So withdrawals are made anytime, but the bank sometimes may require notice of withdrawal. A saving deposit is interest bearing. So that is the difference. Demand deposit is not interest bearing and saving deposit is interest bearing. And in saving deposit, you will be given a passbook. Okay? So now let's proceed. Time deposit. This is similar to saving deposit in the sense that it is interest bearing. So a time deposit is evidence, however, by a formal agreement embodied in an instrument called certificate of deposit. So time deposit may be preterminated or withdrawn on demand or certain period of time agreed upon. So, okay? So, usually, ang time deposit, mas malaki yung maintaining balance. For example, in savings account, nasa 3,000 lang. Yung time deposit, sometimes it requires 10,000 or more. So, in time deposit, since time nga, so there is a certain period of time na pwede mo siyang i-withdraw. Hindi mo siya agad-agad ma-withdraw. So, kung wala ka namang paggagamitan ng pera mo and you want to parang kumbaga kumita yung pera mo dun sa bangko kasi alam ko mas malaki ang interest ng time deposit compared to savings account. So ayun. So let's proceed to the main topic, which is bank reconciliation. So what is bank reconciliation? Ano nga ba ang bank reconciliation? So it is a statement which brings into agreement the cash balance per book and the cash balance per bank. So dito dapat reconcile. Balance yung cash balance mo per book sa book mo or sa original entry mo, compare mo dun sa cash balance per bank, dapat pareha sila. So, ayun yan. So, it is usually prepared monthly because the bank provides the depositor with the bank statement at the end of every month. Okay, so what is bank statement? So, bank statement, it is a monthly report of the bank. to the depositor showing the cash balance per bank at the beginning. The deposit acknowledged, the check paid, and other charges and credits in daily cash balance per bank during the month. So actually, the bank statement is exact copy of depositor's ledger in the record of the bank. Okay. Okay, when the bank statement is received, attached thereto are the depositor's canceled checks and any debit or credit memoranda that have affected the depositor's account. So what is canceled checks? These are checks issued by depositors and paid by the bank during the month. So ibig sabihin kapag na-cancel na yung check mo, ibig sabihin na bayaran mo na yung pay or yung pinag-utangan mo. Okay? Okay, let's proceed sa mga reconciling items. So, first is yung bank reconciling items. So, first, deposit in transit, or you can also use DIT in short para hindi kayo mahirapan. Sa pagsasolve lang. Next is outstanding check or OC. Next is errors. So, sa book reconciling items naman, may credit memo or CM and debit memo or DM. And may mga errors rin na reconciling items. So, yung mga errors na yan, i-discuss natin yan later on. Okay. So, ayun nga, I want you to memorize all the bank reconciling items and also the book reconciling items for you to answer all the problems in bank reconciliation kasi magagamit natin yan later on. So, let's talk about yung deposit in transit. Isa-isahin natin yung deposit in transit, outstanding checks and errors, then yung credit memo, debit memo. So let's start. Debit in transit. So these are collection already recorded by depositor as cash receipt, but not yet. Okay, please take note. But not yet reflected on the bank statement. So, there are some collection na na-record na natin sa book, nalagay na natin sa ledger, pero hindi pa siya nagre-reflect dun sa bank statement natin. So, ano ba yung example nito? So, it includes the following: collection already forwarded to the bank for deposit, but too late to appear in the bank statement. So, ibig sabihin, for example, kasi ang mga bangko may mga cut-off yan or credit period. So, for example, pumunta ka sa bangko ng late na, mga 5 na ata. Diba usually 5 sila nag-close. So, kapag naabutan ka ng 5, so yung deposit mo is makikredit siya dun sa bank account mo bukas na ng umaga. So, ganun yun. Tendency na hindi agad siya nag-a-appear sa bank statement kasi nga hindi pa siya nakakredit dun sa mismong bank account mo. So, next is undeposited collection. So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo pa siya talaga nade-deposit sa bangko or those still on hands of the depositor. So, nasa iyo pa siya. I-deposit mo pa lang siya. So, in this case, cash on hand awaiting delivery to the bank for deposit. So, i-deliver mo pa lang siya sa bangko, na record mo na siya sa book mo o sa ledger mo. However, hindi ka pa nakapunta sa bangko, kaya of course, it will not be reflected on your bank statement. So, ganun lang yun. Next one is outstanding checks. So, these are checks already recorded by the depositor as cash disbursement, but not yet reflected on the bank statement. So, ano ba yung mga example ng outstanding check? So, it includes the following: checks drawn and already given to payees, but not yet presented by payment. So, for example, you already issued a check and binigay mo na kay payee, binigay mo na sa pinagkakautangan mo. So, nasa kanya na yung cheque. Syempre, hindi mo naman hawak kung kailan niya i-represent yon sa bangko for payment, right? So, ibig sabihin, na-record mo na siya sa book mo or sa ledger mo na disbursement. However, since hindi siya pa na-represent, hindi pa siya na-debit or nababawas dun sa bank account mo. So, next one, certified checks is one where the bank has stamped on its face the word accepted or certified, indicating sufficiency of fund. So, when the bank certifies a check, the account of the depositor is immediately debited or charged to ensure the eventual payment of the check. So, certified check should be deducted from total outstanding checks. Okay? Because there are no longer outstanding for bank reconciliation purpose. So, itong certified checks, hindi siya outstanding checks linawin ko lang. So, it is deduction to outstanding check. Bakit? Kasi, ibig sabihin, present na siya, then, present na siya ni payee or nung pinagkakautangan nyo, yung may hawak na ng cheque, present na niya sa bangko, and the bank certified na meron talagang sufficient fund yung account mo para mabayaran yun. So, ibig sabihin, na-debit o chinarge ka na ni bangko. Nabawas na sa bank account mo yun. So, dapat i-minus mo na siya. Okay? Hindi siya outstanding checks. I wish everything is clear. So, let's proceed. So, let's proceed to the book reconciling items. First one is credit memos. So, when we say book reconciling items, usually yung depositor yung hindi nakaka-record nung mga items na yun. So, let's see what is credit memos. It refers to the items not representing deposits credited by the bank to the account of the depositor, but not yet recorded by depositor as cash receipts. Okay. Next, credit memos have the effect of increasing the bank balance. So, what are the credit memos? First, yung note receivable. Note receivable collected by the bank in favor of the depositor and credited to the account of the depositor. So, there are some cases na si bangko yung nagko-collecta ng mga receivable natin, especially note receivable. So, we will tackle that one in receivable financing. So, there are different receivable financing, pledging, assignment, and factoring. So, sa accounts receivable or receivable part na siya natin madidiscuss. So, let's just focus on bank reconciliation dito sa video na to. So, second na credit memos, yung proceed of bank loan credited to the account of depositors. So, if we try to make a loan, so tendency, yung proceed niya directly na naka-credit dun sa mismong account mo. So, next one, matured time deposit transferred by the bank to the current account of the depositor. So, matured time deposit. Okay. So, let's talk about debit memos. So, it refers to items not representing check paid by the bank, which are charged or debited by the bank to the account of the depositor, but not yet recorded by the depositors as cash disbursement. So, debit memos have the effect of decreasing the bank balance. We know that the credit memos has the effect of increasing the bank balance, so the debit memos have the effect of decreasing the bank balance. So credit memo add, debit memo minus. So what are the examples of debit memos? So first, NSF or no sufficient fund checks. So NSF are checks deposited but returned by the bank because of insufficiency of funds. So the other name for NSF is DAIF, which means drawn against insufficient funds. So technically defective checks. So what are these technically defective checks? So these are checks deposited but returned by the bank because of technical defects such as absence of signature or counter signature, erasure, mutilated checks, conflict between amounts in words and amount in figures. So we already discussed yung mga dapat gawin or yung pag-fill up ng cheque and dapat hindi nyo gawin sa pag-fill up ng cheque. For example, yung first na dapat meron is kung isulat nyo yung pay name, yung amount, in words and in figures, yung date, yung signature. So dapat meron siyang signature. In case na walang signature, ibabalik sa yun ng bangko. And erasure, mahigpit sila dyan kasi tendency, may mga taong ina-alter yung cheque. So, another one is yung conflict between amount in words and amount in figures. So, dapat para sila. So, those are examples of debit memos. Another example of debit memos is bank service charges. So, this includes interest, collection, checkbook, and penalty. So, diba usually sa ATM account natin, kapag wini-withdraw natin siya sa ibang ATM machine, for example, BPI ka, then yung ATM machine na pinag-withdraw mo, for example lang, is East-West. Of course, there is a bank service charge doon. Mga minusan ka ng 5 pesos, 15, ganyan. So next one, reduction of loan. This pertains to the amount deducted from the current account of depositor in payment for loan. So this one is payment for loan, which the depositor owes to the bank and which has already matured. So kanina, when we say credit memos, one of the example there is the proceed of loan. So here naman sa debit memos, example niya is reduction of loan or yung payment mo dun sa loan. Directly na siyang charge ni banko sa account mo. Okay? So next is errors. So these are the pinaka-tricky sa lahat na reconciling items. So, you need to know kung sino yung nagkamali. Is it the depositor or the bank? Okay? So, there is an errors made by the depositor. So, it is book reconciling items. So, errors made by the bank are bank reconciling items. So, note, errors will have to be analyzed for proper treatment. So, analysis. Sobrang analysis nito. So, kung magaling ka sa analysis, madali mo lang siyang masasagutan yung mga problems. So, but errors are reconciling items of the party which committed them. Take note of that, which committed them. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one. So these are the error examples. So 1, check number 101 was drawn by Aurora Company. So the bank charged it in error to the account of Amazon Company. Okay, tayo si Aurora Company kunwari. So there are some problems na parang madali lang siya i-analyze kasi kita na mismo doon sa sentence kung sino yung nagkamali. For example, dito, the bank charged it in error. The word error make it easier to know kung sino ba talaga nagkamali. So, minsan, yung mga words na error, mistakenly omitted, yun yung mga example na, ito yung nagkamali. Itong bangko ang nagkamali, itong depositor ang nagkamali. So, yung mga yun, word na yun. So, dito, si bangko ang nagkamali. Kasi, instead na kay Aurora niya i-charge, sinarge niya kay Amazon Company. So, this error is bank reconciling items. Bank, okay? Bangko ang nagkamali. So, next one, check number 105 was correctly drawn for 42,000 in payment of account. The amount of 24,000 was entered in the books of original entry. So, there are some problems naman na medyo tricky. Pero, kapag hihimay-himayin mo yung bawat salita nung sentence, makikita mo kung sino yung nagkamali at sino yung tama. For example, dito, sinabi niya na correctly drawn. So, ibig sabihin, tama si bangko, na-record ni bangko ng ayos, na-reflect dun sa bank account mo, na meron kang withdraw or in-issue na cheque. Then, kaso, dito, sinabi that amount of 24,000 was entered in the books of original entry. So, ibig sabihin, si depositor ang nagkamali. Kasi, correctly drawn dun sa account mo. So, mga ganun yung example ng errors. So, in this second example, it is book reconciling items kasi ang nagkamali is si depositor. So, I hope you understand between the bank reconciling items and the book reconciling items with regards to errors. So, let's discuss further some errors and their corrections. So, letter A, understatement of cash receipts on the book of depositors. So, understatement of cash receipts on the book of depositor. So, example nito is the collection from customer, which is deposited amounting to 10,000, but recorded in the book only as 1,000. So, you already deposited it in your bank. It was already credited in your account as 10,000. However, na-record mo lang siya ng 1,000. So, ibig sabihin, yung collection mo is naka-record lang sa'yo as 1,000. So, ibig sabihin yung cash in bank mo is mas mababa. Okay, understated. So, to adjust it, we should have this adjusting entry. Debit cash in bank, 9,000, and credit accounts receivable, 9,000. Para madagdagan yung cash in bank natin at maging parehas or equal sila nung naka-record kay bank. So, when you say bank reconciliation, dapat reconcile. Dapat balance. For example, sa book, 10,000 dapat. So, sa bank, dapat 10,000. So, ito yung example na understatement of cash receipt on the book of depositor. So, let's have letter B, understatement of checks drawn by depositor. So, dito naman, ang example is a check in payment of accounts payable amounting to 20,000 is recorded as 2,000. So, ibig sabihin, the check has already drawn into your account, already debited or charged by the bank dun sa account mo as 20,000. However, na-record mo lang siya ng 2,000. So, there is a understatement or understated yung account, understated yung disbursement mo or yung checks. Okay? So, to adjust it, we need to have adjusting entry na debit accounts payable, 18,000 kasi 20,000 minus 2,000 is 18,000 and credit cash in bank, 18,000 para magbalanse yung um, cash per book natin to cash per bank natin. So, that's it, guys. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section. So, for this, kaya may adjusting entry siya kasi ang nagkamali is si depositor. So, this is a book reconciling items. So, in the next page or in the next slide, makikita natin yung mga bank reconciling items or errors in bank. Okay? So let's proceed to see deposit of another entity is credited by the bank to the account of the depositor. So ibig sabihin katulad nung kanina, pero katulad nung kanina kay Aurora Company and Amazon Company, kaso baliktad. Ang nangyari is may deposit si another company, kunwari si Laila Company. Pero sa atin, siya credit ng bangko. So, ibig sabihin, hindi natin siya pera. Kaya, as, para maayos siya, it is deduction from the bank balance. Okay? Because it is erroneously increased the account balance of the depositor in the bank. So, erroneously na tumaas yung balance natin, pero hindi naman dapat, di ba? Kasi nga, dapat kay Laila Company yun. So, dito, since this is a bank reconciling items, so no adjustment is necessary on the book of depositor. Okay? So, let's proceed to letter D. So, this one is check of another entity charged to the account of depositor. So, ito naman, addition siya sa bank balance natin. Kasi, for example, si Laila is nag-withdraw or nag-issue ng cheque. Tapos, chinarge sa atin ng bangko, which is hindi dapat mabawasan yung account natin or yung balance natin kasi hindi naman sa atin yung cheque kay Laila. Kaso nga, since nabawasan na, erroneously nabawasan yung account natin, i-add back natin tong error na to or itong amount na to sa balance natin. So, dito, since it is also bank reconciling items, wala siyang adjustment. So, there is no adjustment is necessary on the book of the depositor. So, ayun. I wish you understand na kapag bank reconciling items, usually kapag errors to, wala to adjustment na kailangan sa book or no adjusting entry. Okay? So, let's proceed to the form of bank reconciliation. So, there are three form of bank reconciliation. First is adjusted balance method. Next is book to bank method and bank to book method. So, first, let's discuss about adjusted balance method. So, in this method, the book balance and the bank balance, okay, book balance and the bank balance are brought to correct cash balance. Okay. That must appear on the balance sheet. So, dapat yung book balance and yung bank balance are equal. Okay? Dapat parehas sila. We need to get the adjusted book balance and adjusted bank balance. Kasi pag sinabing adjusted book balance or adjusted bank balance, these are the correct cash balance. Okay. So this is the format of adjusted balance method. So I want you to memorize this one kasi it's very helpful na alam mo kung ano yung mga i-add and i-minus. Okay? Sa book balance, para makuha yung adjusted book balance, so yung book balance in the beginning, i-add mo lahat ng credit memos. Okay? Then, ima-minus mo lahat ng debit memos para makuha mo yung adjusted book balance. Okay. Next one is yung adjusted bank balance. So, you need to add the bank balance or the beginning of bank balance. I-add mo yung deposit in transit. Ima-minus mo yung outstanding checks para makuha yung adjusted bank balance. Okay, I want you to stop this video. Not totally stop. Parang i-pause nyo lang siya. And I want you to memorize this one. And practice saying yung formula without looking in this video. Para lang ma-memorize nyo siya. Kasi mahalaga siya para sa susunod na mga method, madali na lang sa inyo. Okay? So, let's go to the next method. So, next one is book to bank method. So, in this method, the book balance is reconciled with the bank balance or the book balance is adjusted to equal the bank balance. So, dapat parang i-adjust mo siya para mag-equal sa bank balance. So, ito yung pinaka-madaling way para masagot yung mga problem. So, una, since book to bank to, you already know paano makuha yung adjusted book balance. So, ito yun. Diba? Book balance plus credit memos minus debit memos equals to adjusted book balance. So, now, yung mga bank reconciling items, diba alam mo na yung i-add and i-minus. Dito, pinakamadaling way is baliktarin mo lang. Like, for example, yung outstanding check or yung OC kanina is less, right? Pero ngayon, i-add mo siya para makuha yung bank balance. So, yung deposit in transit, alam natin na i-add siya para makuha yung adjusted bank balance. Pero dito, para makuha natin yung bank balance, hindi adjusted. Yung bank balance, ima-minus natin siya. So, reverse, right? Let me write reverse first. Okay. Okay. So, reverse lang siya. Ganun rin yung mamaya. So, explain ko. So, para mas madaling matandaan, mas gusto ko to eh. Usually, kapag nagsasolve ka naman ng problem, minsan hindi naman kailangan, lalo na sa board exam, hindi naman kailangan good format yung, or good presentation yung solution mo. So, I prefer this one. However, kung kailangan ng good presentation, ito yung format. So, book balance, i-add mo si credit memos, i-add mo rin si outstanding check. Okay? Reverse. Tapos, makuha mo yung total. Sorry, dapat may total dyan. So, then, ililes mo si debit memos, and ililes mo si DIT, or deposit in transit, reverse nung kanina. Right? So, makukuha mo na si bank balance. So, I hope na laman nyo yung technique, no? Yung about sa reverse part para makuha yung bank balance. Kapag book to bank to. So, let's proceed to bank to book. So, ayun, bank to book na tayo. So, in this method naman, yung bank balance is reconciled with the book balance. Or the bank balance is adjusted to equal the book balance. So, baliktad lang to nung book to bank. So, since bank to book to, we need to get the adjusted bank balance first. alam na natin kung paano natin gagawin yon. Diba? Right? Like, bank balance, add yung DIT, imaminus si outstanding check, makukuha mo si adjusted balance. Adjusted bank balance mo. Then, reverse yung mga book reconciling items mo. So, ililas mo si credit memo kasi diba before, ano siya, add. Then, i-add mo si debit memos kasi less siya para makuha yung adjusted book balance. So, ganun siya. Okay? Just do the reverse rule if medyo naguguluhan kayo. So, ito yung good presentation nun. So, bank balance, i-add mo si deposit in transit and debit memos. Then, makukuha mo si total. Then, ililess mo si outstanding check and si credit memos para makuha mo yung book balance. Okay, kung nahihirapan ka, kabisaduhin ito. Well, for me, this is a very better way para masagutan yung problem. Okay. Yung reverse, yung kabisaduhin mo yung part na yun. So, it's just a tip. Pero nasa sa inyo pa rin yun kung paano nyo siya kakabisaduhin or paano nyo siya gagawin. Actually, hindi naman kailangan kabisaduhin kasi kung alam mo yung mga terminologies like yung deposit in transit, outstanding check, credit memos, and debit memos, kung alam mo yung mga term na yun, kung alam mo kung paano siya nakaka-affect sa bank's account mo or dun sa entry mo sa ledger mo or dun sa book mo, then there's no problem. Hindi mo na kailangan kabisaduhin ito. But, in case na syempre kapag nagsasolve tayo, especially kapag mga quizzes, exams, kailangan natin mabilisan. So, well, mas maganda na kabisaduhin na lang rin natin ito para mabilis natin masagatan yun. Kasi minsan, sa mga problems, sabi nila, deposit in transit is amounting to ganyan. So, outstanding check is amounting to ganyan. So, yun pa lang, ilalagay mo na yung DIT na amount na yun, then, mas mabilis na siya. Makaka-classify mo na siya agad. So, ayun. I hope this video will help you to solve bank reconciliation problems. And hindi lang yon, sana naintindihan nyo rin kung ano yung mga terminologies like yung deposit in transit, outstanding check, credit memos, debit memos, and yung mga errors, yung mga possible. So, it's more on analysis. And, ano pa ba? Also, the type of bank deposit, right? The demand deposit, savings deposit, and time deposit. So, kailangan nyo siyang at least malaman para naman in case na gusto nyo karoon ng savings account, deposit account, or time deposit account. At least aware kayo kung ano yung mga yun. So, ayun. So again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. So if you like this video, you can hit like, but if not, it's okay as long as you learned something from this video. It's more satisfying for me to know that meron kayong natutunan dito sa video. And if you want to watch my previous videos, nandiyan lang siya. And if you want to watch another videos, so please do subscribe in my YouTube channel. So thank you. Mata ne. Arigatou gozaimasu.